Neural networks will replace humans. Well, no, who does it feel sorry for more? No, it doesn't feel sorry for anyone. It just operates based on an algorithm. Everyone has kids, and unfortunately, that's the downside. What's happening right now and how it supposedly affects him, I don't want to know anything. I don't understand this at all, and it doesn't concern me. It affects everyone already. Well, it affects everyone. In general, neurons, it's like the building blocks of our brain.
Hello, everyone. Today in this podcast, we're going to discuss the topic of artificial intelligence, neural networks in our lives, and specifically in the fintech industry. Today we have Artyom as our guest. Artyom Tim from X-Chief Technology, right? That's right. Yeah, Artyom, hi.
Hi.
How are you feeling? Are you ready to talk this topic?
Thank you. I'm in a good mood. Thanks for the invitation. I really hope we can shed some light on this topic, which has already been making waves. It's on everyone's lips. Artificial intelligence is getting closer. Here it is already. Some people are even afraid of it. Some are cautious, while others are using it very successfully.
You know, speaking of usage, you mentioned it's on everyone's lips. Let's explain it to the viewers who might, well, I doubt there are any, but maybe someone isn't quite up to speed on when it all started, where it originated, when it began, and when, well, not when it will end, but when it will really take off.
The global trends in the development of humanity are absolutely clear to everyone. Overall, neurons, it's like the building blocks of our brain. Sometimes I hear people say, I've heard about this, but I don't want to know anything. I don't understand it at all. It doesn't concern me. I always smile at this story because it affects everyone. It really does, but people don't quite understand it, and there's no need to be afraid of it. It all depends on who is using it, how it's being used, and so on. If we're talking about the application of artificial intelligence in general, and specifically neural networks, let's say our company is involved in developing IT infrastructure based on artificial intelligence, and the products we've created are based on neural networks. I will try to explain in simple layman's language. Sometimes it is difficult without using any complex terminology so that our simple viewer can, in principle, connect the general concept of what is happening now and how it supposedly does not concern him. We're creating IT infrastructure based on neural networks, which will allow us to develop advanced products for fintech companies in the future. These include banks, all sorts of investment funds, hedge funds, brokerage firms. This list can go on for quite a while. It's all related to the idea that it doesn't concern me. Everyone has a phone, everyone has some gadget, a bank card. Everything today is somehow connected to a neural network. What is a neural network? It's a kind of shell that we need to teach how we do it. We have a neural network. The products that used to be developed based on mathematics can now be thrown into a neural network, and it can produce a more advanced product, eliminating the mistakes that were basically made by humans.
This speeds up processes that used to be done by people. So, if I understand correctly, neural networks are about simplifying, speeding up, and optimizing the processes that people used to handle.
That's absolutely right, but in a specific direction, in a particular industry.
Is everyone really better off with its emergence? How do you feel about its influence on society? What about the jobs that will slip away from us, that will leak out?
I think that no matter how much people want to resist it, we'll still get there.
So you're saying that there won't be a sudden, I don't know how to put it, drastic tomorrow, that's it. Thousands, millions of people will be fired from their jobs. It won't be like that. It will all integrate gradually, right? And that's normal.
That's completely normal, of course, but the process of evolution is already underway. We're talking about the fact that we'll get there, and sooner or later we'll all be using this actively. If we looked at what we now consider ordinary, 10, 15 years ago, we reacted to it like, oh, what's that? Oh, that seems a bit sketchy. But now, many people have mastered a profession that involves working from home. But if he's sitting at the computer, it means he's not doing anything. So now many people have mastered a profession that involves working from home. COVID, unfortunately, showed that we live in a new formation, in a new reality, and to redraw this is foolish.
Are you not scared?
I have some concerns because I have a little daughter. It has a big impact. It's not entirely clear how to counteract parents because we're talking about the positives, and now let's talk about the negatives.
Just a bit.
Yeah, a bit about the downsides. They exist too, and we can't ignore them. And everyone understands how tightly our kids are glued to this. That's unfortunately the opposite effect. if our generation swiftly and efficiently adapted and started using it in various ways as a benefit.
Well, you could say a little bit in a conscious age. Artyom, we talk a lot about neural networks and artificial intelligence. Are these two concepts the same thing, or are they actually different areas?
But artificial intelligence is a general concept. Neural networks are what make up the internal components of artificial intelligence. A neural network, what's the point of a neural network and its interaction with humans? You need to teach the neural network. So sometimes people say that soon neural networks will replace humans. Well, no. In my understanding, maybe I'm mistaken too. Don't know. Given the specifics of our work, we train the neural network. To train a neural network, we need to have some knowledge, a background of knowledge. Conditionally, we're building our own experience, our knowledge base that we load into the neural network. For us, in our case, the neural network is a very strong employee, a very strong assistant that just generates something greater than what the human brain is capable of. But I would put it this way. A person has to and will serve neural networks, and it's still humans who create them, and it's also a person who teaches them.
So it turns out it also uses knowledge from people. It's not its own.
That's it.
And look, regarding your products, you develop these infrastructures and algorithms for the client's needs. But what else are you working on for yourselves? What future developments do you see for improving your work using new technologies? Is there any direction you're heading in that area?
We have a company in our group that provides services to retail clients. So basically, a person can come to our platform, become a client, open a trading account, and with their product, the form of software code, launch it and start trading. This is a basic service that is offered to him, but along with this basic service, we offer a huge number of additional options that in total allow him to expand his portfolio, which is aimed at his consumer. How does it all look? Basically, you come in, you have your software code, you've tested it, and it's showing great results. To get it up and running, you need a company that will provide you with liquidity. The platform and the company that will provide liquidity, our company, a division of our group, is such a company. Accordingly, he comes to us, opens an account, puts this algorithm on the trading account and starts trading. That is, we provided him with infrastructure, provided access to liquidity, he starts trading, shows some results. From our side, there's the opportunity for him, let's say the client, to attract investments into this account conditionally. All the people who are interested in investments can view your statistics, and you can explain to them what this algorithm is, its principles, and its basic settings. And the client makes a decision like, this is interesting, I want to invest. I like his statistics and risks. And from part of his investments, you get a percentage. It's interesting. And the client, the person, your client, makes a decision like, oh, this is cool, interesting. I want to invest in his account. I see his statistics. I like it. His risks suit me, so I invest. And from part of his investments, you get a percentage. So that's interesting. So, as the owner of the algorithm, you earn profit from trading. That's your first and main source of income. The second comes from your investors. There can be, let's say, 50, 100, 200, 300, and so on. So that's all. It's very interesting in terms of passive investments.
Do you have clients like that? Are there people like that who say, I came in with my coffee?
Of course. We won't be doing direct advertising. If you want, you can always find it. You just go to any search platform, look up investment accounts, or what people commonly call PAMs. You check out the list, the ratings of the managers, which are the people who brought their algorithms, set them up, and everything works.
Am I right in saying that the better the algorithm, the better the trained neural network, the more profit and better results there will be?
The better the algorithm, the lower the risks. Here we're talking about risks. In our everyday life, we're surrounded by risks. The question is how we manage them. Let's say we cross the road on a green light at a crosswalk and so on. By doing this, we manage the risks. It's the same here. If the algorithm is well written, whether with the help of neural networks or not, though today it's usually with neural networks, the better it's written and tested, the better the results it shows. This means it ranks higher, has more investors, and generates more profit, so everything grows accordingly, of course. The question is who will write it, which team, that's all. It also matters a lot. What's cool about neural networks? It reduces the potential risks that a human might make. The neural network is free. It doesn't experience emotions. But a person experiences emotions, greed, for example. A neural network can't determine that. It can't feel pity, it can't be greedy. So you translated the example. Who does it feel sorry for more? No, it doesn't feel sorry for anyone. It simply follows the algorithm. It's the same here. And a person managing assets without using an algorithm might start to feel sorry at some point. And they might get tempted by some potential big profits, thus not taking into account some level of risk. And that can lead to a disastrous outcome. The better and more stable the algorithm, the lower its rate of return. Because it takes into account the maximum risks, so it's kind of cautious, very conservatively, taking all potential risks into account. Well, let's say it was taught a good algorithm doesn't give more than 15% a year in currency. Just a minute. Not every business gives that kind of profit. Again, it's all very conditional, depending on the context we're talking about and the numbers involved. Let's say 15% if you have $100,000 just lying around, and 15% when you have 1,000. Well, oh, it's still nice. Yeah, kind of.
About competition. Look, there's this thing. Well, now let's talk about fintech. I'll start with what I'm more familiar with. About the developments, yes, some scenarios, pictures, movies created with the help of neural networks. What's the deal with authorship here, right? Authorship. So in fintech, is there an algorithm that's assigned to you? Can someone, I don't know, steal it?
So is there something like that? How is it regulated? The thing is, in such cases, everything is regulated through the client agreement, where we can outline our rights to specific products. But as a rule, from practice, if we transfer and develop something for a company, well, for an external contractor, then all the rights belong to them, except for the fact that we're looking at some integration issue. If certain company comes to us and says, listen, do you have an engine, right? Yes, we have this product. Let's integrate it on your engine so we don't waste time and resources, because developing from scratch is really expensive and takes a long time these days. So let's try this kind of integration. So why not, if it doesn't contradict our business processes and there's no conflict of interest, then why not?
So let me explain. I want to understand if there's a possibility in your industry, in your activities, to find something like that, to create, to train, so that it becomes something global, like, oh, this is the product, TradeX from X-Chip Technology, and now it's implemented everywhere. Like this. Is there a possibility in this field to reach that level and do something like that?
Well, let's say the product that falls under our division X-Chip, investment accounts, so-called, in common terms, they're called PAM accounts, meaning this is our own development for our internal, let's say, consumption. Naturally, all the rights belong to us because, a pretty complex technology was used there. The implementation, everything is, let's say, the most modern of the modern. And the algorithm that forms the basis of the entire internal structure was written by our team. And of course, it's protected in a highly secure manner because it's the company's intellectual property and it's extremely carefully guarded.
What's next?
What's next?
What's next? What other technology is there? Maybe you already have some additional technology, right? Maybe there are fewer people, more people. So how do you see it? Or is it a moment that needs to be felt, savored, worked through?
We can really feel it, So hypothetically, we could meet up in a month, right?
In a month?
Well, really, in a month, yeah, and everything will be different. Do you understand? That's how much further everything will go and how fast it will all happen. Why won't AI replace humans just yet? The client communicates directly with the personal manager. He says, listen, this is just inconvenient for me. It would be nice if it were like that, because in company, that's how it is. We get feedback from clients, we gather it, analyze it, and think, hey guys, let's do this. This company has already done it. We're looking at how it's all implemented, considering how we can do it better. Again, it's all about the client's needs. That's it.
Let's put it this way. Can you please tell the viewers who these people are that you would recommend to come to you? I mean, who are these people? Who are these clients with whom you will achieve the best results working together? If someone is thinking about something right now, tell those people to go to your platforms and get in touch with you right away.
If you want to become a millionaire without understanding where you're going or what you're doing, then you shouldn't go down this path because the risks are really high. It's like saying, I want to become a great racer. Without any experience or knowledge, you get into a sports car. It's the same here. We always tell our clients, those who have bought algorithms or just came in, that we always have a conversation to determine the person's level of financial literacy. We always say that in the financial markets, no matter what or where you're trading, there's a very high level of risk. And you need to understand that clearly. If you come in with the mindset of knowing what you're going to do, clearly understanding your risks. This is a great tool to consider as a business, passive income, however you want to look at it. Then yes, that's a great story. That's exactly why we work. If a person comes to us with a request, we try to provide the highest quality service so that they really get the expectations they came with. If through our conversation, we can enlighten even just one person, that will already be a big plus.
Cool. So if we've enlightened you, write your questions and your thoughts about artificial intelligence and neural networks in the comments. We'll be answering and waiting for you on the X-Chief platforms. Artim, Tim, the X-Chief teams. Goodbye, everyone.